you doing, YouTube's Wolf World Development is my 172nd weekly update. You'll forgive the weird framing. I can't seem to find my tripod anywhere, so I have to hold this as I do this, which means it's going to be a very quick one because I don't feel like sitting here and holding this for 10 minutes. So, last Saturday, we did a photo shoot at the gym. Got a whole bunch of different footage from this, that, and the other, all that good stuff. And I was unfortunately unable to hit my goal on bench of 300. I basically got to 295, and that's as close as I got. So, it is what it is. Not going to make excuses. My only caveat is I wish I had started a week earlier, because if I had an extra week, I know I would have gotten it, but that's not what happened. What happened is I didn't make it. But that's okay. Rather than sit around and crying, I made a post about it on Instagram. I went out and did farmers, and I wanted to do them with body weight per hand, and I weighed myself right there on Saturday, and I weighed in at like 225.4 or something on the scale. That was with all the clothes and the shoes and everything, and I decided, well, you know what, fuck it, why don't I go over body weight, and I went to 230. Because I've done 220 per hand before, and I wanted to see what 230 was like, and I figured go over body weight, let's see how this goes. And I actually ended up running that twice. And so that is a super huge lifetime PR, and I was wrecked for about a day and a half after, because that second run just took it right out of me. I mean, there's just no two ways about it. And then we had New Year's on Saturday night, Monday morning. And needless to say, I did not do much training at all on Monday. Picked everything back up on Tuesday with, what did I do? I did squats and, what did I say? I benched. Everything this week is going to be a little wonky, including today. Today, it's just sort of a get back into routine sort of thing after the holidays. All that being said, I'm excited to get back into an actual routine, and with the announcement of the events for Miami's Baddest Man and the date, which is going to be April 7th, I now have something to truly train for. I don't know exactly the weights, but I have ideas. I believe the weights are supposed to be posted sometime today, being Friday, and I haven't actually checked Instagram recently, so it could actually be up there already, and I just don't know. Regardless, I will be training for those events. Off the top of my head, I remember reading a heavy yoke, which probably means for novice it's going to be like 550 to 600. And if it's a heavy yoke, odds are there's going to be no drops allowed. I remember reading farmer's handles with a turn around a cone, which means probably normally for novices somewhere in the 220s to 250s per hand. But being that there's a turn, it's probably going to be somewhere between the 200s and 220s. Regardless, turning with farmers sucks and it's hard. I remember a deadlift, Hummer tire deadlift, which is basically an 18-inch deadlift or a rack pull. And it didn't say for reps, which makes me think it's going to be some sort of rising bar event, which means they'll just keep putting on weight until the last person who've lifted X weight or, you know, that kind of thing to pull that is the winner. And there was a log for reps, which means that's probably going to be somewhere in the 190s. I couldn't imagine it being higher than 210. If they go any higher than that, I'd be kind of surprised. I'm thinking it's probably going to be somewhere around 210 for reps, maybe even 200. And then there was one more. I think it was a sandbag. It was a sandbag run. I forget exactly the name he was calling it, but it leads me to believe it's probably going to be a sandbag for distance. So when it comes to all those events, the only ones that concern me are going to be the yoke and the log. I'm not bad at the yoke, it's just I've never dealt with a weight higher than like 515 in my life yet. There's plenty of time for me to get there, but I've done 515 without having to drop it once, and it's bad and it's not fast, but I can do it. Farmers I'm not concerned about, those are my bread and butter. Sandbags, not too worried about. I'm assuming the weight's going to be somewhere in the 200s. For the novice class, it might even be like 180s. I'm going to guess like 250 max. And for that, I know I can handle that. I've picked up a 270 sandbag, somewhere around a 300 before. Didn't go very far with it, but I can pick it up and move it a little bit. The deadlift, I'm not too concerned about. It's a rack pull. My lockout strength has never been my issue. It's always been my speed off the floor, so they're just sort of making it easier for me, in a sense. And then, Pharmacet, that and that. The log, that's going to be my bane. If that's anywhere in the 200s, like even if it's at 200, I've got to basically train because I've never actually hit 200 on even a push press before. So that's something I got to work on. But I'm excited, and I'm looking forward to it. And you should be looking forward to more updates and some of the footage from last Saturday. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that, and if you don't, then what's your excuse?